Hi everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage and Watercolor Wednesday. I'm Leslie Watkins. So how is everybody today? It snowed last night. It finally happened. I knew it was getting very cold outside. And sure enough, we had snow and icy conditions. I actually have to get outside and crack the ice off the water for the chickens because it keeps freezing over. So I've had a fire going. It's been beautiful and cozy and toasty in here, nice and warm, and it's really starting to feel a lot more like the holidays are coming right up, which of course they are. Thanksgiving is less than 2 weeks away, and I'm still busy trying to figure out the design for my Christmas cards and just all sorts of things. So one of the projects I have coming right up is a series of tags, and I thought I would share with you today what I had in mind for these things. I have two tag swaps coming up. They're both Christmas themed. One of them is right here with the Dandelion Paper Pals. And if you're a Dandelion Paper Pal, please start thinking about your Christmas tags for the next swap. We're going to be posting those dates very soon, and we're already sort of behind schedule here. So you can select one, two, or three tags to swap with somebody else, and our wonderful director Ginger will send you the names of all the people that you're going to be swapping with. So all you have to do is just think of three of the either all the same designs or three separate ones. It doesn't matter. The only criteria is that you use Stampin' Up! Product in stamps and dies, and it's okay if it's retired. So this is a great way to get into your stashes and do some scrap busting tags and use up some of the things that you've been saving for a long time. You can use fabric, ribbons, add any kind of little embellishment that you can think of, charms or dried flowers or whatever kind of ideas that you have. The more the better, and your tags should be several layers. So you should have a mat and your embellishments and your sentiment if you're going to be including a sentiment. There could be heat embossing, there could be die cuts, um, stitching, sewing machine stitching. You could do hand embroidery. So anything you like. The only criteria is that you use Stampin' Up! Stamps and dies, and it's okay if they're retired. So that's the Paper Pal tag swap that's coming right up. And if you're wondering what the heck is a Dandelion Paper Pal, well, if you're here watching the channel, you are invited to become a Dandelion Paper Pal. All you've got to do is leave a comment, um, like, follow, subscribe, and then look for the Dandelion Paper Pals private Facebook group and let me know that you want to be admitted into the group, and I will send you an invitation. So it's just that easy. And the other thing that I wanted to mention today is that I'm very excited to be a part of another tag swap, which is an international tag swap. And so far, I'm going to be doing 3 tags for this tag swap. One of my swappers is in Australia, another one is in Hong Kong, and I am still waiting to hear where the third swapper is located. So I'm really excited about this. I've never participated in an international event, so I think this is going to be a lot of fun, and I will share the tags that I make for that with you when once they're ready. So the last several nights before I go to sleep, I think about the design that I'm currently working on. So in this case, tags. So I've been thinking a lot about my ideas for designing these tags. And today I'm going to begin with a piece of watercolor paper as a background. So I've got this very long strip of 90-pound watercolor paper. And I've also got my inks out. So here's my messy palette with yellow, red, and blue. And then I've got a second, even messier palette here that has some cool tones. So I've got these handy. Let's see if I can get them up here together. All right, and then I've got my my biggest water painter here. I just want to check and make sure that you can see and hear me. And Ginger's here. Hi, Ginger. I'm putting you on the spot for the Christmas tag event coming right up. And I see Della and Vicky and Kelly. Hey, everybody. Good to see you. So my idea is to do a kind of a wintry background scene. And I'm just going to paint it very lightly. I don't want it to be too dark. I just want something pale for the background because I'm going to be layering up a bunch of stuff on top of it. And this long strip is going to be torn down into a series of skinny strips. But I thought it'd be fun just to show you how to get started. And to do that, I'm going to give it a little bit of a spritz. So I'm going to get my spritzer out. I've got a couple of containers of water off to the side here. And I've also got some paper towels that I can use to mop up any excess ink or water. And it really, whatever color inks you have that you like that are going to work well with your project is what we're looking for here. So I'm just going to push this ink around. I think I need a little more water to get the effect that I want. So before I continue, I'm going to add a little more water with my brush. Make sure this paper is good and saturated. And of course, the paper will not dry before the video's over. So I'm not going to be able to do the final steps, but at least you'll be able to see how I begin. And I'm using these beautiful cool tones. And it's just a mix of whatever's on my palette here. There's a little green. That's okay. Get that in there. Where I live in New England, there are a lot of hills. These are the foothills to the Berkshire mountain range. And when I go to my post office every day, I see this beautiful view of this mountain called Haystack Mountain. And I think if you've been watching me for a while, you've probably seen me do a few paintings of it. It's just stunning. And I've sort of got that view in the back of my mind as I do this abstract impression of a wintry scene. Now I'm going to add a little bit of warmth to my foreground. And I get a little more color along the top. Let's see what this is over here. It looks like a dark violet. There we go. Just letting that color, the ink, swirl around and blend and mix with the others. I don't want to disturb them too much because I want it to have that sort of natural fluid look about it. And I think I will take some green and I'll just sort of indicate some evergreens just with the side of my brush. Take that right across. And then let's get a little more yellow here. I'll just add a few bigger trees here and there. Now, when this is drier, the strokes that I put down will have a harder edge and they'll retain their shapes better. Right now the paper's too wet. So once this dries a little bit, I'm going to go back in and I'm going to spatter some white craft ink around to make it look like it's snowing. And then once it's completely dry, I have this glimmer. What's it called? I love this stuff. This is the, it's called the Sheer Shimmer Spritz. Okay, this stuff, it's just mica basically in some kind of a solution. So once this is completely dry, I will spritz the whole thing with that. So it's got a lot of shine and shimmer. And I may put, I also may put some sort of brushy twigs in the foreground. All right, so there is the basic background. Nothing fancy. I'm going to go back, I'm going to take some of my cool tone here and just put that, starting to dry a little bit, so I'm just going to work fast here, but I'm just going to put some shadows under my trees. Okay, and I can just sort of put a few strokes. There we go. All right, so that is my snowy scene. I know it looks a little bit repetitious in this format, but once I tear it down into the individual pieces, it'll make more sense. And the other thing I will do is once it's drier, is I will be able to go into these trees and add some indication of the trunk and some of the branches a little bit more. So I'm just going to lift this up for a second, see how wet this is. So you can see it's completely saturated right now. All right, so that is going to be step one for the tags. And Kelly says that's an exciting international group. It is exciting. I'm really excited to participate. Um, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And of course, I will, once the swaps are complete, I will do an unboxing with you and show you the tags that I receive. All right, so that is the lesson for today on how to get a base ready for the tag swap. And I have all kinds of ideas that I'm not going to go into too much right now because they're liable to change. But this will involve some machine stitching. It'll involve die cuts and lots of sparkle, as I mentioned earlier. So don't forget, if you're in the Dandelion Paper Pals, get ready. Start thinking about tags. It's going to be really fun. Look for the instructions. If you go into the guide section in the group, there are a couple of papers in there that you can print out, and Ginger will be announcing the dates very shortly because once again, we're going to have a very, very small window to be able to do those tags, get them in the mail, and send them to people in time for Christmas, which is what we'd like to do. So stay well, stay happy, stay creative. I'll see you again on Saturday at 12 for Paper Crafting Saturday, followed immediately at 12:30 for the 10th week of Christmas project, and it's going to be a really cute one. So I hope that you'll join me in the 12 weeks of Christmas. If you haven't registered to get into the classroom, you are invited and you're welcome. It's free, but you do have to register. There's a link that will take you to the registration so that I can let you into the private classroom. And I will be posting all of those links underneath this video today so that you'll be able to find everything. Oh, and one more thing, don't forget the seasonal sale is going on right now through through the 18th, I think it is, for Stampin' Up! Products, so that you can get punches, stamps, dies, and some papers for substantial discounts. So there's 10, 20, and I think up to 30% savings on those things. So check that out. I'll put that link below as well. All right, that's it. See you later.